Welcome you all for this Bhagavad Gita English session. Vedant, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, can you chant the Dhyana Shloka?
Yes, ma'am. ॐ श्रीकृष्णपरमात्मने नमः। अथ ध्यानम्। ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवतां नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्ददामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणी। नमोऽस्तु ते व्यासविशालबुद्धे पुल्लारविन्दायतपत्रनेत्र येन त्वया भारततैलपूर्णः प्रज्वालितो ज्ञानमयः प्रदीपः प्रपन्नपारिजाताय स्तोत्रवेत्रैकपाणये ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृतदुहे नमः। सर्वोपनिषदो गावो दोग्धा गोपालनन्दनः पार्थो वत्सः सुधीर्भोक्ता दुग्धं गीतामृतं महत् वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं भीष्मद्रोणतटा जयद्रथजला गान्धारनीलोत्पला शल्यग्राहवती कृपेण वहनी कर्णेन वेलाकुला अश्वत्थामविकर्णघोरमकरा दुर्योधनावर्तिनी सोत्तीर्णा खलु पाण्डवैरणनदी कैवर्तकः केशवः पाराशर्यवचः सरोजममलम् गीतार्थगन्धोत्कटम् नानाख्यानककेसरं हरिकथा सम्बोधनाबोधितम् लोके सज्जन षट्पदैरहरः पेपीयमानं मुदा भूयात् भारत पङ्कजं कलिमला प्रध्वंसि न श्रेयसे मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवं यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगा ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनो यस्यान्तं न विदुः सुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः देवाय तस्मै नमः देवाय तस्मै नमः।
Dhanyawad
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ ವೇದಾಂತ್.
Vedant.
ಸರಿ ಅಮ್ಮ.
Prabhat, continue.
Yes. ॐ श्रीकृष्णपरमात्मने नमः। अथ प्रथमोऽध्यायः अर्जुनविषादयोगः। धृतराष्ट्र उवाच धर्मक्षेत्रे कुरुक्षेत्रे समवेतायुयुत्सवः मामकाः पाण्डवाश्चैव किमकुर्वत सञ्जय।
Dhanyawad Mahodaya. Welcome all to Bhagavad Gita English session. So far we have completed 6 chapters, and we thought that before going to start 7th chapter, we'll quickly try to revise the previous adhyayas that we have done so far. So what we have learned in all these adhyayas, very briefly I'll try to revise. So first adhyaya, as all of you know, it is Arjuna Vishada Yoga. So Arjuna is he is covered by Vyamoha, attachments, and he is not able to fight. And he expresses that with Krishna. And then in the second chapter, from the 11th shloka, Krishna starts preaching. The teachings of Krishna starts from the 11th shloka, Asochanvan Asocastvam Prajnavadamscha Bhashase, as all of you know that. So the second chapter is called as Sankhya Yoga. Sankhya means jnana. So you may wonder that when there is one more chapter called as Jnana Yoga, then why there are two chapters for Jnana? But they both deal totally different types of Jnana. So the second chapter, the main things that I felt is the gist of the second chapter, or the important shlokas or important points that we have learned, is one important thing is in the first part of second chapter is about death, and second is about Atma, the Swarupa of Atma, and the third is Sita Prajna. These are the three major points that I felt are very important in second chapter. So the first one is death. So Krishna says, Dehinosmin yatha dehe kaumaram yauvanam jara tatha dehantara prapti dhiras tatra namuhyati. So for this Atma, uh, in asmin dehe, in this body, kaumaram yauvanam jara, that is like how childhood, adulthood, and then old age comes, tatha dehantara prapti, in the same way dehantara, that is the death, occurs. So it is so casual, so natural, so simple. Dhiras tatra namuhyati. That's why dhira is not moved by this. Dhira, he is, dhira means one who is brave or one who is intelligent, because he knows this. So there is nothing called as death. What is death? It is just the Atma changing its costume. It is only that. So tatha dehantara prapti, like how the stages of life are there, childhood, adulthood, and old age, in the same way, uh, dehantara prapti, the Atma gets one more body. That's what is death. Nothing else. In fact, there is no death for Atma, says Krishna. And also he says that Vasamsi jirnani yatha vihaya navani grinnati naroparani tatha sharirani vihaya jirnani anyani sanyati navani dehi. So just as a person changes his worn out clothes and wears a new cloth, in the same way, the Atma changes the old costume, the old body, and gets or wears the new body. So it is as simple as that. So because there is no death for Atma, because nahanyate hanyamane sharire, even if the body is killed, the Atma is not killed. So then this is about death, he told, and then he goes further that Nainam chindanti shastrani, Nainam dahati pavakaha. That is, Nainam chindanti shastrani. So it cannot, Atma cannot be cut by the weapon. And then Nainam dahati pavakaha, it cannot be burnt by fire. And then na kledayan tapaha. So water cannot drench it, or it cannot dissolve in water, and it is not dried by na shoshayati marutaha, it cannot be dried by air also. So this is the Atma Swarupa. This is the nature of Atma. And who am I? I am the Atma. I am not the costume that I'm wearing now. I'm not Manjari, the name that I have now. This may be the name in the present moment, but I don't know what I was before, and I don't know what I'll be in future. So right now I am this, I am in this costume. And so if the Atma is so strong, Atma is not affected by any of these fire or weapons or air or storm or anything. Atma is so strong, then I'm also strong. Then why I must be affected by the ninda, apamana, stuti, or someone praises me, or someone insults me, or rejects me, or troubles me? That's nothing to do with me. What they are doing is to my body, and my body is facing it. So I need not have to worry much, because whatever is happening to the costume that I'm wearing right now. So I am the Atma, and I am undisturbed, and I am pure soul. So I am not affected by any of the external worldly affairs. I'm not affected. I shouldn't get affected. So that it can happen only when we have the proper knowledge of Atma. So on the day to day basis, suppose someone criticizes, Suppose someone neglects, suppose someone ignores or insults or praises, but all these things should not make us either egoistic or feel very sad, because I am the Atma. So whatever people or any disease if I get, then also I shouldn't suffer too much, because the body is suffering. I am not suffering, I am the soul, the body is suffering. And naturally whatever happens, that happens, so I shouldn't worry much. So if we have this knowledge, then we can stay calm and composed in the worst situations of life also. So that is about this atma swarupa. And then comes sthita prajna. So, dukkeshu anudvigna manaha sukeshu vigataspraha vitaraga bhayakrodha sthitadirmuniruchyate, says Krishna. So, dukkeshu anudvigna manaha, when dukkha comes, so one who is anudvigna, he is not disturbed, he is not moved, he is not saddened by the dukkha. And then sukeshu vigataspraha, when sukha comes also, he is not too attached to that, because he knows that this sukha and dukkha, nothing is permanent. It keeps coming and going. Chakravat parivartante sukhanicha dukkhanicha. Like the wheel of any vehicle. So once one side of the wheel comes on the top, and then the bottom, one side goes to the bottom, and again it just rotates like that. So in the same way, in life, the chakravat parivartante, sukha and dukkha keep coming and going. So what this Sthita Prajna does, he is not moved by such things, because he is mentally prepared for both sukha and dukkha. The most, we may say that the great celebrity or a king or the most richest person in the world, he also cannot say that I have never experienced dukkha. Even if he is celebrity, even if he is king, even if he has everything, but then also he undergoes dukkha at some point of his life. And a person, a beggar who doesn't have home also, who stays on the road, he also cannot say that I have never seen what is sukha. He also has some good moments of life, he also had some bad moments of life, as the king has. So as when we are born as humans, so all these are common. And also Arjuna asks once, because Krishna explains about death and atma and all those things, then Arjuna says, yes, okay, I agree for these things, but in the costume of Arjuna itself, I'm not able to tolerate the demise of my grandfather and my Guruji. I feel their absence, because from my childhood I have played with them, I have learned everything with my Guruji. So I cannot tolerate the death of those people. How can I tolerate this? That Arjuna asks. Then Krishna says, Matra sparshastu kaunteya sitoshna sukadukkadaha. So when the communication is established between our sense organs and the outside materialistic world, like our eyes, nose, tongue, skin are all sense organs. And then when contact is established with these eyes and nose with the outside materialistic things like rupa, rasa, gandha, sparsha, that is, with the eye we get rupa, and then shabda and all these things. So when there is a contact or the communication established between the sense organs and the materialistic world, then Shitoshna Sukha Dukkha Daha. So it is bound to happen. Shita, Ushna, Sukha, Dukkha, Ninda, Stuti, Mana, Apmana, all these things are bound to happen. And then Krishna says, Agama Paino Nityaha. They keep coming and going. So Tam Titikshaswa Bharata. You have to tolerate it, O Bharata, O Arjuna. You have to tolerate it. Because when the Atma takes one costume, when the Atma takes one body, then the sense organs establish communication with the outside world. And when we are communicating with the outside worlds, then Shita, Ushna, that is too cold or too hot to the outside weather or circumstances, and then Sukha, Dukkha, and then Ninda, Stuti, someone will praise us and someone will criticize us. So all these things are bound to happen, and also is the death of our near and dear ones. So this also, Titikshasva Bharata, you have to tolerate this. All of us have seen so many deaths. We have seen our own parents' death, and it is bound to happen. So everybody will lose their parents, because none of us are permanent here. So it is bound to happen. It is very natural also. So tam titikshasva, one has to tolerate this. So that's what Krishna is telling here. And then Dukkeshu, when dukkha comes, one who is anudrigna manaha, who is not bothered. And then when sukha comes, who is not too attached to that. And then vita raga bhaya krodhaha, one who is totally detached from raga. Raga is again attachment or love. Raga, bhaya, krodha. All these come in sequence. If you have attachment, then bhaya comes, that is fear of losing that person or that thing. If you are attached to something, if you love something, it may be people or it may be a thing, it may be wealth or whatever, then the bhaya of losing that person or that thing comes. And then if by mistake if you lose that, then krodha comes. With raga, bhaya and krodha, they are in sequence. So a person who is totally detached, who has given up all these three things, so see, he is called as sitadhihi, one who is having balanced state of mind, says Krishna. So entire second chapter Sankhya Yoga, after 54th or 55th shloka, it's a description of Sthita Prajna. So in the Sankhya Yoga, the important things that we learn is the death, what is death, and then the next is Atma. So Atma is always very strong, no need to worry. And who am I? That is, I am Atma, I am not this body at all. And then how to lead life on this earth when we are subjected to, we have to face Sukha and Dukkha equally. How we should get adjusted to those things. So these are the three things taught in second chapter. So coming to third chapter is Karma Yoga. So yoga in the entire Bhagavad Gita, yoga means karma yoga means nishkama karma yoga. Nishkama karma yoga is doing our duty or action without any expectation. So one may say that how it is possible. It is possible or not, but we must do our work without any expectation in order to get happiness. Otherwise, we are bound to get sorrow. Suppose uh, my daughter is a singer. For example, I'm just taking, suppose she is a singer and she practices for some competition. So every morning she gets up early and she practices because her aim is to get first prize in some competition. And the day when the competition comes, for some reason she didn't get any prize. So what happens? She feels so sad, so sad. She takes 1 or 2 months to come out of that. She suffers a lot. What if the parent, or if it is my daughter, if I can tell her that no, don't practice for competition. So it's not like that, because you are learning so much and you have to enjoy your singing every day. The procedure itself we should enjoy, not the result. You should not keep result in the mind at all. Singing is such a nice divine act. And she can, as a parent, we should teach them that you should enjoy the work. So no need that if you don't get prize also it's okay, but just practice, put your 100% effort, because you get enjoyment, because you are learning and learning gives enjoyment. So you have to do that. So if we can educate like that, then every act becomes enjoyable. For example, a housewife cooks, so she puts a lot of effort. She sees some videos from YouTube and then she brings all the groceries and she does some dishes. And if she, in her mind, she expects some appreciation from her husband or children, and by chance for some reason if they don't pay attention for that, if they don't admire her, then what happens? So she feels very sad and sometimes she may give up making new dishes. So if she does just for enjoyment, if she thinks that I do it because I enjoy it, that's why I do, I don't want any appreciation from anybody. If they appreciate, it's okay, well and good. Otherwise, I enjoy it, so I'll do it. So then there is no scope for disappointment. So every work, if we can do so, every work, if we can enjoy, and every work, if we can do for our sake, not for others' sake, then it becomes yoga, or it becomes nishkama karma. So why we should do that? For our own happiness. So why you should do? Because expectation reduces joy. So every work that we should do, we should enjoy the procedure itself, we should enjoy the path itself, we should enjoy the process itself. We should never keep the result in mind. If we keep result in mind, then definitely we are bound to get sorrow. So that's what Krishna says in Actually, this sloka comes in second chapter only, but it is more relevant to third chapter, Karmanyevadikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. So you have right only in doing the karma, ma phaleshu, not in the fruit, says Krishna. And then in the third chapter, one more beautiful concept is of yajna. So, till reading Bhagavad Gita, I thought that yajna is something some uh, some pandits sit around Homakunda, chant mantras, give some offerings as havis or ghee or into the Homakunda. So that is yajna. That is Homa, Havana, Yajna, all are synonyms. So that is yajna was there in my mind. But when I read Bhagavad Gita, Krishna gives a detailed description of yajna. He says that there are so many yajnas, Dravya yajna, Tapo yajna, Jnana yajna, Dhyana yajna. So many yajnas are there. Dravya yajna, what is popularly called as yajna, sitting around Homakunda and chanting mantras, is one of the yajna. That is not the only yajna, says Krishna. There are so many different types of yajna. So every work that we do on daily basis, it can be elevated to yajna. It can be called as yajna if we follow 3 points. That is, if our act or action has good intention, if it has 0% or zero expectation and 100% dedication. If these three things are there, every small act, that is, it may be cooking or it may be teaching or it may be bringing up our children, any work, that it may be sweeping also, for a it may be sweeping for us or for a servant, for a worker, whatever they do, their duty, it can be elevated to yajna if these 3 points are kept. That is, one is it should have good intention, no doubt. And one more is 0% expectation, that we have seen why we should have less expectation, because to increase our joy, we should have less expectation, or to minimize or nullify the sorrow or disappointment or the pain, we should keep our expectations to zero. And the third one is 100% dedication. It is very important. So dedication to whom? Dedication, every work should be dedicated to God. Whatever we do, whether we are cooking, whether we are sweeping, whether we are cleaning the utensils, so what we should say, Naham Karta, Srihari Karta. I am not the doer, he is the doer. What I am doing is his work. So I am appointed by him to do this work. So Krishna himself has told in third chapter, Mai Sarvani Karmani Sanyas Sadhyatma Chetasa. So Mai Sarvani Karmani Sanyasya. He says that yes, dedicate all your works in me. He is telling to Arjuna, but it is for all of us. Sanyasya adhyatma chetasa nirashir nirmamo bhutva yuddhasya yugatadjvaraha. He says, so mai sarvani karmani sanyasya. Imagine if everything is, the responsibility is given to someone, how light we feel, how relaxed we feel. It is like a child in a park is sitting on the slide and he's very scared, maybe 3-year-old child, and he or she is very scared to slide down. And then when the mother comes and says that I will be here, so I will hold, if you fall, just come on. So the child becomes so fearless and he starts enjoying that work. So in the same way, if we can, if it is possible for us to transfer all our responsibilities to God, think that everything is his job, I'm just a servant of God, I'm just doing this because he has appointed me to do it. So if that is possible for us, then how relaxed we become. Even if people criticize, we are not bothered. Even if the work is not perfect, we are not bothered. Even if we have to stop that work in between, then also we'll think that it is God's wish, so it got stopped. So if it is not perfect, then also it is God's wish. So if we are able to do like that, if we are able to transfer all the responsibility to God, then we are the most luckiest people, because God himself is telling that I'm ready to take the responsibility, so please give the responsibility to me and just do your duty. We should put our 100% effort, but then we should not take the responsibility of the results. So whatever may be the result, we should dedicate it to God. For a student, he should put his 100% effort while he is working for the examination. Once the exam is done is done, past is past. You should never bother about the results, whatever may be the result. But we have to put the effort, because karmanye vadikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana, and then mate sangostu akarmani, he says. It is because we are not interested in results, we should not be disinterested in doing the work. We must do work, because Krishna says that nahi kaschit jatu tishtatya karmakrit. No one can sit without doing anything for a fraction of second also. Because doing is not physical doing, it is mentally. So, except the time when we are sleeping, so always we are doing something. Mentally we are doing something. So, how we do actions? First, the seed is in the mind, and then bijam, alochana, karma. So first it starts, it germinates in the mind that I should do this, and then we plan how we should do this, and then I execute. So behind every karma, the alochana is there. So the work begins in the brain. So at any time, if we are not sleeping, we are thinking something. It may be positive thinking or negative thinking, but we are thinking something. So Krishna says that no one can sit without doing anything. So every time we are doing something, then when we have to do something, let us do good things. Let us do the things which will make us happy. Why we have to chase behind the negative thoughts? Let us change them. Let us convert them to positive thought. Let us do good things. Let us put our 100% effort in whatever we do, and then leave the results to God. Suppose there are some guests coming to the house, and I delegate some work to my children. You do this, you do this, you do this. So children are so obedient. They do their work. They put their 100% effort. Whatever mother says, they will do. But suppose when the guests come, for some reason the quality of the food is not good, or it is not sufficient, or for some reason the parents are embarrassed, but children are not, because they have done their job, they have done their duties, but responsibility is not theirs. You can see children are not bothered. If we face some embarrassment, children are not bothered, because they think that elders are there. So it is only whatever parents say they will do, and then they just leave the responsibility on parents, because whether it is good or bad, whether the guest praise, that praise also goes to parents. If they don't praise, if they criticize, that also goes to parents, because the children think that elders are there, why I should bother? In the same way, if we can think that God is there, why we should bother? Let me do everything, like how the obedient children do. So I will do everything, but I'll just give the result to God. I'm not bothered. If this kind of mentality, if we are able to develop, then we will be the most relaxed people. And that is called as yajna. So yajna is whatever we do, our duties, or it may be prescribed duties, or our kamya karma, and uh, what is one is kamya karma, and one is niyata karma. Niyata karma is our prescribed duty, kamya karma is the hobbies. So whatever it is, but we can convert or we can elevate that to yajna, so that we feel very happy always. So to make every work enjoyable, what we should do, the work should have good intention, zero expectation, and 100% dedication. If it is possible, then every work becomes successful and becomes enjoyable. That's what is described in Karma Yoga. Then moving on to Jnana Yoga. I might have skipped so many shlokas in Bhagavad Gita. Each and every shloka is precious and all are meaningful. But whatever I'm able to recollect today, because it's already 6 chapters, so whatever I think I have liked most, I may be remembering those things. So I'm quoting only those things. So I might have missed out some good shlokas also. So moving on to fourth chapter. So fourth chapter is Jnana Yoga, as all of you know. So here Krishna describes totally different jnana. So in jnana, in knowledge, there are two types. One is Laukika jnana and one more is Paramarthika jnana. So Laukika jnana is about this loka where we are living. So Laukika Jnana is what our children learn: physics, chemistry, bio, or medicine, or engineering, or law, or whatever. There are so many things in that. So that is Laukika Jnana. Laukika Jnana, no doubt, that's also very much needed, but that is useful as long as we are in this loka. But one more is Paramarthika Jnana, which is very, very useful even when we are here and we are not here. When we go to different lokas or different janmas, so Janma Janmantara, everywhere this Paramarthika knowledge is very, very useful. The spiritual knowledge is very, very useful. So in this, the spiritual journey, the spiritual knowledge is treated as superior to any other knowledge. But no doubt Laukika Jnana is also important, but parallelly, if we are able to get some spiritual knowledge also, then we feel very relaxed about our future. So then, what Krishna says, Nahi jnanena sadrisham pavitramiha vidyate. Then, tat swayam kalena atmani vindyati, says Krishna. Nahi jnanena sadrisham pavitramiha vidyate. So, there is nothing like knowledge, that there is nothing as pure, as superior as knowledge in this world. Actually, this is very famous saying. So Krishna says that nothing is as pure as knowledge in this world. And what is that knowledge and where is it? He says tat swayam yoga samsiddha kalena atmani vindati. So yoga samsiddha, one who has achieved, one who has become yogi, he finds it kalena, gradually, atmani, within himself, vindyati, vindati, he gets it within himself. Where is the knowledge? What is that knowledge? That knowledge is about Bhagavan. Who is Bhagavan? Where is Bhagavan? And why we should meet him, or why we should merge with him, why we should go closer to him, why we need his sannidhi. So that is knowledge. So and where we get this, where we get this Bhagavan, where we get this knowledge, it is, we need not have to go anywhere. It is within us only. Where is God? He is within us, he is within me, he is there in each and every individual, he is there in every atma. But why he has become invisible? Because it is, or knowledge or God is covered by ajnana. So it is covered by ajnana, like how on a mirror, if it is covered by dust particles, we cannot see our image, our own image we cannot see. Even if the mirror is in my hand, I cannot see. In the same way, because the knowledge within me is covered by ajnana, so I am not able to see that. So then how to uncover that, how to remove that, how to clean that? So that is the first step to clean that is atma shuddhi or chitta shuddhi. So atma shuddhi, what is atma shuddhi? uh, Suppose if I close my eyes and sit and just think, do I hate anybody? So, do I remember any unwanted incidents? Are there any stains or scars on my heart which I am not able to forget? Do I hate someone? Am I jealous of someone? So, if the answer is yes, then that is ajnana. Then we have to remove all those things. They are all dust particles on our soul. So, we have to remove them. Otherwise, we cannot get knowledge. So, what we should do, we should keep our heart clean always. So, because, like, uh, as I think I have told this example, suppose I am wearing a white sari and I am moving on a road, and then, so it is a road, it is traffic, so many vehicles are there. So, some dust particles, my white sari attracts so many things there, some dust particles, some pollutants, some, so many things are there. So some dirty water also will splash on that. So it is bound to happen. So what I'll do, if it is new sari, white sari, what I'll do, as soon as I come home, I run to the wash basin and I try to wash away all those things, because I know that it should be washed as early as possible so that I can remove it by water. Otherwise it fixes on that, the stain fixes on that. So I want to keep my sari very clean, whether it is white or any color. I want to keep it very clean. Why? The sari, after all, stays with me for 5 or 10 years, but I'm so bothered about it, its color. So I want it to be very clean, and I want to retain the color. And my own soul, which I have, my own heart or soul, so which is with me always, why don't I clean it? And I am in this world, So I'm bound to get so many criticisms or hatred or unwanted things. So on day to day basis, I'll be getting so many unwanted things. If I go on taking all those things and deposit in my heart, it becomes a dustbin. So what I should do? It is my heart, so I should clean, like how we sweep and mop our houses every day and keep it clean. In the same way, what we should do? Clean the heart so that there are no scars, no stains, no unwanted things, no wounds, no injuries, nothing. But we should never think that only for me such things are happening. No, on each and every one of us, such things will be thrown on daily basis. So we have to forgive and forget such things. Suppose somebody is constantly doing something wrong with me, then also I should forget and forgive. It is not because that person deserves forgiveness, it is because I deserve a clean heart, I deserve a flawless heart, I deserve a stainless and scar free heart. I deserve. I want to keep my heart clean, I want to keep my chitta very clean. So I have to forgive and forget. Everything for my sake I am doing, I am not doing it for others' sake. So I should forget all the unwanted things so that I can be happy always. And I should make others happy. Why? By doing so, I become happy. So it is always I, for my sake, I am doing all these things. So I should be happy always, so that I should make others happy always, so that I'll be happy always. And my chitta shuddhi will be done by doing so. So if I can keep my heart very clean without any hatredness or any jealous or any uncomfortable feelings, then that is called as chitta shuddhi. So we should make our heart pure. That is the first step in the path of spirituality. So if that is done, then slowly we can see knowledge within ourselves. It is totally inward journey. And Krishna says that skalena atmani vindati, atmani, within myself I'll get that atma, or I'll get that knowledge. And Krishna says, Shraddhavan labhate jnanam. Who will get jnana? One who has Shraddha. It is very, very important in the path of spirituality, or anywhere, not only spirituality, anywhere, it's very much needed. If we want to get something, then we should be diligent. Otherwise, we'll not get it. I think many of you have heard the story of Arunima Sinha. So, she was a uh, volleyball player. 7 times she has represented our country, but it was so unfortunate that she was thrown out of the running train by the robbers. She resisted, but then also she was thrown out, and immediately another train ran over her legs and her leg was amputated. And and she is the first leg amputee to climb the Everest mountain in the world, and first Indian female, but first in the world also to climb the Mount Everest. How is that possible? We people having everything, legs, hands, everything, we are not able to do that. How is that possible? It is because of Shraddha, only because of Shraddha, only because of her strong willpower, Dhriti. Because of that, she is able to do that. So, in this spiritual path, also, we have seen so many people with different disabilities getting medals in Paralympics. So, how is that possible? It is by Shraddha. It is by strong willpower, they are able to do that. So, in this spiritual path, also, if we have to get knowledge, we should have Shraddha, that is diligence, that focused mind we should have. So that's what Krishna says. Shraddhavan labate jnanam. Tatparaha is one who is totally engrossed in that knowledge, or one who is totally engrossed in God, in Bhagavan, one who is involved, one who is absorbed. So that is called as Tatparaha. Sanyatendriya. Sanyatendriya is having perfect control over sense organs. Of course, without that, nothing is possible. So if we are not the masters of our sense organs, then we cannot achieve anything in life. So that is uh, Jnana Yoga. And then uh, moving on to the fifth chapter, that is Karma Sannyasa Yoga. So, who is sannyasi? So, sannyasa yoga. So, we have seen what is Sankhya yoga. Sankhya yoga is mainly about knowing what is death, who am I, about Atma, and about Chitta Prajna. And Karma yoga is how to perform action, how to do, and how we can make each and every action enjoyable, how we can find happiness out of our actions. And then Fourth chapter is Jnana. Jnana is about Bhagwan and where it is and how to get that. And fifth chapter is what is sannyasa. Sannyasa is Jneyaha saha nitya sannyasi yona dveshti na kankshati. Just now we have discussed na dveshti na kankshati. So it is not always the person who has no family, who is wearing some saffron dresses, who is wearing some wooden padaraksha. He is not sannyasi. That's not enough. So he may be a bachelor, he is not married, and he is not having any house. He may be staying in forest also, or he may have his own ashram, but that doesn't make him sannyasi. So what? Who is sannyasi then? Who is real sannyasi? Yona dveshti na kankshasi. So one who never hates anyone, one who never wishes for anything, one who has no desire, one who is never behind power or position or name or fame. So it is not the outside costume that decides whether he is sannyasi or he is not sannyasi. It is beyond that, behind every action of his, what intention he has in doing that action, that makes him whether he is sannyasi or not. So if it is done with good intention, then it is done with good intention, without any expectation and without any desire for name or fame or position or money or anything. So then he can be called as sannyasi, but not with the outside costumes. A person who is married but doing good deeds, good actions without any expectation and without any desire, he also can be sannyasi at heart. So sannyasi is not just the outside appearance, it is every action with behind his total renunciation. He is detached. That detachment makes him sannyasi, not because he is not married. He should be called as sannyasi even though he is not married. He may be mad after the name and fame. We have seen so many people like that. So they are not real sannyasis. So the real sannyasis are one, those who na dveshti na kankshati nirdvandvaha, uh, Mahabaho, he says, Nirdvandaha, who is beyond the dualities of life. We know the dualities, Sukha, Dukkha, Shita, Ushna, Mitra, Shatru, Ninda, Stuti, Mana, Apmana, all this. So who doesn't bother for these things, who is beyond the dualities of life, such a person is called as sannyasi, not the person. A person cannot be called as sannyasi if just he is not married, or if just he is wearing saffron clothes. For such reasons, nobody can be called as sannyasi. So now,
Prabhavati
moving
Bhagini,
on.
1 minute Bhagini. Prabhavati Bhagini, please mute. Rajarajeshri Bhagini, mute Prabhavati.
Yeah, it is done. Dhanyamadaha Bhagini. So moving on to sixth chapter. So sixth chapter is called as Dhyana Yoga. So it mainly tells us about how to do dhyana. So dhyana here is dhyana of Bhagavan. So and then the pranayama, the asanas, we people do nowadays. Many people do it. It has become very famous across the globe. The Yoga Shastra, and then this is the most ancient scripture. The Bhagavad Gita is. So this is the reference or the original source for the so many books written on yoga. So many books are even Patanjali's Yoga Shastra. So exactly we don't know the dates of Patanjali's Yoga Shastra and Bhagavad Gita, but Bhagavad Gita is the most ancient. So this Bhagavad Gita is the reference book for the present yoga teachers and the yoga authors, those who write books on yogas, because here Krishna says very clearly how to select the place where we sit for pranayama or dhyana. So how it should be suchau deshe. So in the surrounding should be very clean, and then it should not be too high or too low. The asana should not be too hard or too soft. And all these things are described in detail. And then it should be ekanta sthala. So there should not be crowd. And then samam kaya shiro grivam. So our kaya is body, shira is head, grivam is neck. All these things should be in a straight line. How scientific it is to do pranayam. All these things should be in straight line to ensure the blood circulation, the proper blood circulation, the breathing process to take place properly. All these things should be in a straight line. So, and sampreksha nasikagram, the drishti should be focused on the tip of the nose. All these things are there. Then natyashnatastu yogosti, one who eats too much, he cannot do yoga. And one who eats less, he also cannot do yoga. Nachati swapnashilasya, one who sleeps too much, he also, the yoga cannot happen. And naiva jagrato charjuna, so one who wakes up for a longer time, one who gets less sleep, he also cannot do yoga. So who can do yoga? Yuktahara viharasya yukta chestasya karmasu yukta swapnava bodhasya yogo bhavati dukkhaha. So if yoga should become dukkhaha, the destroyer of dukkha, if yoga can be used as a tool to destroy dukkha, then one should be moderate in ahara, vihara. Ahara is food. We shouldn't eat too much or we shouldn't eat less. Vihara is exercise or walking. And then yukta chesta is recreation or entertainment. That also is needed, but again in moderate quantity. And then yukta karma, so one should not be too workaholic also. One should not be lazy also. Yukta swapna, sleep hours also should be in a suitable quantity or in a suitable proportion. And then sukta avabodha, the state of awake, that is daytime, how many hours we should be awake. All these things are in moderate proportion. Only then this yoga can be used as a tool to destroy dukkha, says Krishna. So the yoga that we do, that we learn from teachers and do asanas, kriya, and then dhyana, and then pranayama, all these things, if they have to beneficial for us, then we should follow all these rules. There are set of rules, how the posture should be, how we should sit, how we should focus mind. All those things are there. So these are the original sources for the people, those who teach yoga and those who write books on yoga. So then one more beautiful shloka is there in 6th chapter, that is Uddharedat manatmanam natmanam avasadayet. Atmasya hatmano bandhuhu atmasya ripuratmanaha, says Krishna. So Uddharet, elevate. Uddharedat atmanam atmana, elevate yourself. By what? By yourself. Atmana, atmanam atmana, elevate yourself by yourself. It is because in the path of spirituality, whether it is spirituality or in laukika prapancha, it is the teachers or the parents or the tuition classes, they can help you to some extent, but it is the student who has to write a paper. In the same way, in the path of spirituality also, even if we go to great guru, the guru may be a brahmarshi, he may teach us everything, but it is I who has to do good deeds, I who has to earn, and it is only I will go to moksha if my sadhana is sufficient. So it is totally, I have to elevate myself. I cannot say that, okay, my husband is very kind, so he is so good person, he didn't get time to do sadhana, so I have done so much of sadhana, I'll take him with me. No, it's not possible. Or a husband cannot say that my wife is so supportive, so dedicating, so sacrificing, so she's so kind, so I'll take her with me. No, moksha is a solo trip. This journey of spirituality is itself is a solo trip. So we cannot take anyone with us, and no one can take us. So the guru cannot take us. The guru can go, so he can attain. He will show us the path, but it is I who should step, I who should walk in the path of spirituality to attain moksha or to get success in that field. So I should I should lift my legs and I should step. I should take the steps. Otherwise, it is not possible. And also, we cannot put the blame on others that I am interested to learn all these things, Bhagavad Gita and other things. But in my house, nobody supports me. In my house, I don't get time. So, what to do? I'm interested, but nobody is supporting me. Nobody is helping me. No, you cannot say that, because spirituality is something that is internal business. No one can enter there. In your antaranga, you are the king. No one can disturb you there. So even when you are doing daily chores, even when you are doing, suppose you don't have time to read Bhagavad Gita, but the daily chores, the daily work that we are doing, that itself we can elevate into yajna, that is with a dedicated bhavana, with always remembering God, Naham Karta, Srihari Karta. So by thinking, so by having some good values, so even there we can do sadhana. And there nobody disturbs us. Inside we are always alone, because we have come alone and we are going alone. We cannot take anyone while we are dying. We cannot take how much ever we love. We cannot take anyone because it is a solo trip. So Krishna says, Uddharedat manatmanam. So elevate yourself by yourself, and Natmanam avasadayet, never degrade yourself, and you are your best friend and you are your worst enemy. Atmaivahi atmano bandhuhu atmai ripuratmanaha. So if you are not able to do anything in path of spirituality, you are the cause for that. If you are able to do, then again you are the cause. You cannot put blame on anybody. You are wholly responsible for your progress in the path of spirituality. So when he told us how to sit, the posture, and how to focus, then now he is telling what we should do during dhyana. So first thing is, we should understand that no guru, no scriptures, no books will take us to that path. It is only I who should start my journey. So I who should proceed in the path of spirituality, and it's only gurus and books and everybody can help us. They'll show the path, but I should travel, I should move on that path. And then one more beautiful shloka of this sixth chapter is Sarva Bhutastam Atmanam, Sarva Bhutani Chatmani, Uchyate Yoga Yuktatma, Sarvatra Samadarshanaha. So, what is Sarvatra Samadarshanaha? There are two things here. One is Samadarshanaha, and one more is Sarva Bhutastam Atmanam, Sarva Bhutani Chatmani. I think it is Sarva Bhutani Chatmani. So we'll see what it is. Sarva Bhutastam Atmanam. So one who can see me in everything. So it is like Ishavasyam idam sarvam yat kincha jagatyam jagat. So yat kincha, the minutest particle in this world, everything is Ishavasyam, Isha or the Bhagavan's house, says Ishavasya Upanishad. So each and everything is God's house. If so, then God is there within us, because in each and every particle, living or non-living, everywhere God is there. So God is within us. And he says, Sarva Bhutani Chatmani, one who can see me in everything, and one who can see everything in me. Sarva Bhutani Chatmani, that God is within us and we are all in God. How is it possible? So I think we had taken an example of tumbler in bucket of water. So if we dip that tumbler in water, then what happens? In the tumbler water is there, and tumbler is in the water. In the same way, God is within us, and we are all in God. So God is within us and we are all in God. So if we can see that each day, so Sarvatra Samadarshanaha. Samadarshanaha is the yogi, Yoga Yuktatma. See, he can see sameness, that is equanimity. He can see only one entity in everything. Because we ordinary people, we see Nama Rupas. We see this is rich, this is poor, this is prime minister, this is servant, or this is male, this is female, this is mountain, this is valley, this is she or he is tall, she or she is short, he is intelligent, he is not intelligent, he is hero, he is villain. So we see so many things, we discriminate so many things. But the yogi, what he does, he can pierce through all these things, he can go behind and beyond all these things, and he can see only one thing common behind all these things, that is Bhagavan. So everywhere, because Ishavasamidam Sarvam, no, everything is occupied by him. He is omniscient, he is all pervasive, everywhere he is there. So when everywhere he is there, so he is behind all the different living beings. So Sarvatra Samadarshanaha. So that yogi sees oneness. The yogi sees same thing everywhere. So he can see everywhere only that that is Bhagavan. So that is called as Samadarshanaha. And Bhagavan says, Yomam pashyati sarvatra, sarvam cha mai pashyati, tasyaham na pranishyami, sachamena pranashyati. So when he sees um, me everywhere and everything within me, tasyaham na pranashyami. So I don't fade out for him, and he also doesn't fade out. That is, if he never forgets me, I will also never forget him. So this shows the close association of Bhakta and Bhagwan. So Krishna says that those who can see me everywhere, and those who can see everything in me, and those who can never forget me, I'll never forget him. So Bhagavan says that one who never forgets, I'll also never forget him. And this is also very important shloka. And then I think time is up today. And one more important concept has come in 6th chapter, that is of Yoga Bhrashta. So Yoga Bhrashta is someone who is in the spiritual practice already, but because of some vasanas, some previous desires, what happens is he deviates from the path of spirituality. He is attracted by the worldly affairs. He is provoked to do something. So then what happens? So Arjuna asks a question, Kam gatim Krishna sahagachati, what fate he faces, because he has practiced spirituality, but suddenly he deviates, he derails from the good path, and he goes back to the materialistic world. So does he get sin, or does he get destroyed? So this is the most relevant question, and this question comes to all of us because sometimes we also keep thinking that I'll do some weeks of upvasa, or I'll do some vrita, and for some reason we are not able to complete that. And some people are so scared where God will curse us, because I had done sankalpa that I will do 11 weeks of upvasa, but I couldn't do. I stopped at 5 weeks. Or I just thought that I'll visit that temple after this work is done, but I'm not able to go there. So does God curse? So we are so scared sometimes, but God never curses, God never punishes. And suppose if we don't go to temple, suppose if we don't do naivedya to him, so he is not dependent on us at all. It is for our welfare we have to do naivedya. It is for our welfare, our satisfaction we should go to temple, our satisfaction we should do fasting. It is all for our sake. So if we cannot do that, then God will never uh, curse us, or will never get sin, or we will we are not cursed at all. We will not get any bad things. So that's what Krishna says, nahi kalyanakrit kaschit durgatim tata gachati. So one who is doing good things, kalyanakrit, so he never gets durgati, says Krishna. One who is doing good deeds because he has done good things on his spiritual path. Suppose the aim is to attain 100% on the spiritual path, a person has traveled up to 45%, and after going there he derails because he gets attracted by some worldly things. So he gets derailed, and such a person is called as yoga bhrashta. But then also, because he has achieved 45%, because he has really worked hard to travel that much, so God considers that. He never curses, he never destroyed such a person. Instead, he allows him to enjoy whatever he was intended to. Papa punya kritam, then punya lokan prapya, then shashwati samaha, says some shloka. Yes, here it is. So lokan ushitva, so he takes birth in some punya loka, and he enjoys for which he was deviated from the path, and he gets realization of the transient nature of that enjoyment. And then he comes back, he takes birth in suchinam srimatam gehe. So in a good family, those wealthy and good cultured family. Why wealthy? He need not have to worry about the livelihood, so he can just focus on his sadhana. So when he comes back, he picks up from where he stopped, that is 45% he stopped, and then he picks up from there. So nothing is lost, there is no waste. The waste is only 2-3 janmas. It got delayed because he took janma in some punya loka and for the enjoyment, and then again he is born in some good family. So only that much is the waste. Otherwise he is not cursed, he is not destroyed. And Krishna actually considered how much our good work is done, that much is considered. Any good work done is never wasted. That we should keep in our mind. And then one more last shloka is there. Tapasvibhyaha adhikaha yogi. Krishna says that this yogi is better than tapasvi. Yogi is better than yogi is better than jnani. Tapas yogi jnani bhyopi matodhikaha karmibhyascha adhikaha yogi tasmad yogi bhava arjuna. So yogi is much better than tapasvi, jnani and karmi, says Krishna. Why it is like that? Then who is yogi? So in Bhagavad Gita, or in the 6th chapter, he gives a new term like jnana and vijnana. So what is jnana? Jnana is reading so many scriptures, and jnana is knowing what is spirituality, what how to attain jnana. So we listen to so many uh, pravachanas, and we read Bhagavad Gita, and we might have got little bit of knowledge, but we are not yogis. So many gurujis are there, but to become yogi, we should implement all those things. So we should uh, follow those things. So that is called as Vijnani. For example, Jnana and Vijnana. Vijnana in Laukika Prapancha is totally different. Vijnana in spiritual uh, uh, path, in the spiritual journey, Vijnana is implementing the things that we have learned. It is like, suppose I know the medicines, the tablets for different diseases, like disease or some ailments or pain, like for headache which tablet to take, for stomach ache which tablet I should take, and for some other things, for so many other things are there. So for migraine or whatever, I know the names of the tablets. I have kept them in my purse, but I have not taken. Because I have not taken, I am suffering. But for some reason, I am not taking it. But I give it to others also. I'll say that take this tablet, definitely you will become all right. So I'm giving that tablet to them. So, but I'm not taking it. So that is Jnani. So Jnani is the one who knows everything, but he is not implementing it for himself. Like we have seen many times doctors asking the patient to go for morning walks every day morning. Walking is the best. But how many doctors do that? For some reason, they may not be able to do that. But they are improving others' health. They are giving knowledge, but they are not able to follow it. That is the difference between Jnani and Vijnani. Vijnani is the one who strictly follows that, or Yogi. Yogi is the one who follows whatever is there in the scripture, whatever we have learned, that makes it, if it becomes the way of life, if it becomes our style of living, then that person is called as Vijnani. So Krishna says, and that person is called as Yogi. Yogi is implementing everything what we have learned in Bhagavad Gita so far. So Krishna is telling, Jnani is different and Yogi is different. Jnani is the one who knows everything, but he is not practicing it. And Tapasvi is telling, because Tapasvis, we have seen many Tapasvis like Hiranyaksha, Hiranyakashipu, Kalayamana, and so many people. And Karmibhyaha, one who does work in the to get power or position or name or fame. So such a people are of no use. So yogi is the one who implements everything, whatever he has learnt in the book. So Krishna says that he is the best, and Krishna wants his friend and cousin to become the best. So he says, Yogi Bhava Arjuna. So that's what is in this 6th chapter. So it tells us how to become a dhyana yogi, that is how to meditate, how to make use of the meditation, and how to become yogi. That is, what is to become yogi is to practice whatever we have learned from the books. So that is end of 6th chapter. So I might have missed many shlokas, but as I told you, whatever I felt is uh, important or uh, appealing to me or impressive or useful, that I have told you, and whatever I was able to recollect also. So if, and one more thing I told in Kannada session also yesterday. So from now onwards, if any of you want to share something, or if you have liked some shlokas from Bhagavad Gita so far, or if you have benefited from any of the knowledge that you have earned from Bhagavad Gita, you are welcome to share those things in the next classes, but you have to inform much in advance because we have to plan. So please, if you want to share anything, or if you have any doubts also, we can discuss. So next time in the next class, if you inform us much earlier that you want to speak, and please restrict yourself to 2-3 minutes what you want to say, and it can be some interactive session. As I had told you many times that I am also a learner, so just we can discuss. So you are most welcome. Any doubts or any discussions if you want to share, or I have quoted some shlokas. If you want to add to this discussion, oh, this shloka is also good, and this shloka tells like this. So if you want to have anything to discuss or share with the class, you are most welcome. So next week we can have some interactive sessions after uh, seventh chapter. So suppose anybody is there, suppose 2-3 people are there, then I will finish my class some 15 minutes early, and if nobody is there, then I may take up to 9 o'clock. So we
Bhagini,
will see that, and then we'll decide the
excuse me,
timing.
Bhagini.
Yes.
Bhagini, or else can we share it as an audio clip in the group, no? So it won't affect your teaching time.
Audio clip, you mean in the WhatsApp group?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Can we
that
share our, can we share our
doubts or questions.
doubts and Bhagavad Gita, our view
Yeah,
about some slokas? Can we share?
yeah, we can do that.
Yeah,
Yes,
so that
without
it won't
disturbing
affect
their
your
time.
time in the class.
Yes, that way also we can do. We can save time also. Yes, Bhagini. Dhanyavadaha.
Dhanyawada, Bhagu Dhanyawada,
Thank
Bhagini.
you. Thank you
Very
all.
interesting, Bhagini.
Thank you, Bhagini. Thank you.
Ram Ram.